The Kurds, been hearing about them for a long time.
Yes.
Great fighting force, good allies of the United States, and looks like that once again they're going to come in and try to help out here and stabilize things.
But we don't always help them.
We don't, and it is a remark on American power that they still hang around because we are their best option.
Right.
Turkey is certainly not. Assad was not, et cetera. So you have this opportunity here for a possible way forward. I don't know if it turns out to be true that this has been in the works for some time. That would certainly be interesting. I think that we will learn a lot in the coming days after the main fighting is over, how the strategy was put in place over a longer period of time. It wasn't over a weekend, as we are talking about now. I thought Caroline Levitt's briefing was very good, and especially she is saying, so far, she said, thus far, things are really good, and I think we have to acknowledge that and point out that Iran has just decided to take everybody down with it. Like, if we're going down, then we're going to take everyone down with us. So what Iran did was mobilize the world against it, as well as there's all sorts of things that have happened in the last 20 years, but mostly since the last 8 years when President Trump was in office, starting with the Abraham Accords. But also you have new leadership in Saudi and Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and they want a younger, more modern type of living, and Iran doesn't. So Iran wants to take all of them down, and these people have something worth fighting for, meaning our allies. And so, yes, I agree with her. Like, thus far, it looks like we are in a very positive territory.
Yeah, imagine if we decided to do this when they had nukes, or you wouldn't ever be able to do it because you see how they're reacting now without nukes. Jesse, it seems like what Hegseth is saying sounds really good, but it only is good until boots are on the ground. Are we confident that that case will never be?
No, but you always want to keep that option open. And so far, that's not where this is going. As Trump would say, we've never seen anything like this. This is 2 times the firepower that we saw over Iraq and shock and awe. These are B-52s dropping 80,000-pound ordnance. We have artificial intelligence identifying targets. Space Force is seeing where these Iranian missiles launch from and then can take out the launch pad like that. We're shooting down Iranian drones with laser weapons. Also, kamikaze drones, we're using them for the first time ever in combat. So this is just an astonishing display of American military superiority. Probably officially marks the beginning of 21st century warfare. We have completely eradicated the 2 top layers of the Iranian leadership. The Navy's at the bottom of the sea, and their missiles were going from 80 a day to now 20 a day. The case is clear. #1 sponsor of terror in the world. They were ramping up their ballistic missile capabilities. They were digging deeper tunnels to enrich again. And their Navy threatens the flow of oil. So we don't care who rules the country. They just have to play by our rules, whether that's a remnant of the regime or some man of the people. We could also seize their island oil terminal and just turn off the spigot if we don't like who they give us. The objectives are very clear. You completely disarm the rogue nation and then pummel the leadership until a friendlier face pops up. We obviously have the Kurds in play. Obviously, the CIA is on the ground, but we're not going to put a timetable on this like Barack Obama. We're not going to tell the enemy when we're leaving. That's stupid. Yes, there will be more casualties. That's horrible. But so far, it's early, only 6, and God bless these people. In about a month or 2, Donald Trump will be visiting Beijing. And he will then, if this is a successful mission, have complete control over Chinese oil imports. That is a lot of clout, and we hope it works out.
All right, Jessica. Say something horribly negative about this situation.
Okay, I've got one. Actually, I have like 10. Jesse just said we don't care who rules Iran. I thought that we cared about these hundreds of thousands of
protests.
As
long as they follow our rules.
But
we don't want
rules,
a radical Muslim cleric,
okay.
And we don't want someone to align with the Chinese.
I'm sure that all the protesters in the streets are heartened to hear the way that you see things, that if people play by our rules, and our rules could just be, stop with enriching uranium. But we have been very lax on human rights violations, especially with the Chinese. The Uyghurs, I think, are still basically in concentration
If you want to
camps,
spread
and we're cool
democracy
with
in the
that.
Middle East,
Jesse,
again,
enough.
that's fine. No, enough of you, Jessica.
You
What we have
literally
in
just went-
Venezuela
that is so
worked out
rude
pretty
also.
well.
Yeah, you took out Maduro in like 20 minutes and he's in a jail cell. It is not the
We
same
want to be
analysis.
realistic about this.
And Delcy
We're not going to push
Rodriguez
democracy
was
on day
waiting
one
for you. Well,
at the end of a gun.
the comp to Venezuela is ridiculous. Maduro went down in 24 hours. He awaits trial here. Delcy Rodriguez was in play. We knew exactly who she was. She had control of it. We also had Maria Machado, who we were in conversations with. If you think that going after a theocracy like this, made up of religious lunatics, who you cut off the head and 100 more sprout out is the same, it just makes you look stupid.
It's not the same.
Stop.
And
Jesse, get your hand
It's more challenging. It's down. It's more challenging.
Fully down, mouth
Okay,
down,
you are
too.
crazy.
I'm not.
This is like the State of the Union. They are crazy.
No one who's watching this, by the way, thinks I'm the crazy one. The timeline?
Sure about that?
Probably not. I get it. Just tweet at me. I see you. I hear you. Okay, so the timeline is completely incoherent here. We started at just a couple days, and we got to 4 to 5 weeks. This morning, Pete Hegseth says, as long as we need to succeed, and it could be up to 8 weeks. We are burning through $1 billion a day. We are spending, what is it?
Now you care
Listen, just hear.
about money?
This is it's so predictable.
Is that still more or less than the Somalians?
Listen, ha, ha, ha. We'll get to that conversation. We're using $4 million missiles to take out $20,000 drones. That is a problem. They talked about that in the briefing yesterday, and Jennifer Griffin also talked about it.
But that's what countries are doing. That's why drones are the future.
I understand they're the future, but
it's not just our issue. That's everybody's issue.
But it is our issue today when you say that this is something that we can go in and we can be surgical and then we can get out. That's why everyone was actually okay in a bipartisan fashion with past things that President Trump has done, because they were actually surgical and short, like Operation Midnight Hammer.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I just said you don't have a problem with the results. You have always a problem about the process. That's all you have, because the results speak for themselves.
No, they don't. You also
cut the head off. We left the body. That's like Venezuela.
I just said you left 100 new bodies in place.
And they pop up and they blow up. They better have health and dental, because no one's taking that job.
Pete Hegseth, going back to the press just wants to hurt President Trump when they're talking about dead service members. Look back at the coverage after Biden's disastrous evacuation of Afghanistan and the coverage of those dead service members. And I know that Pete was talking about that, and it is an important component, because there will be boots on the ground and there will be more casualties. And all of these lives do matter.
Are you predicting boots on the ground?
Well, they're saying it's certainly an option. Jim Comer was on TV today saying it's likely.
You don't know if that's true or not, Jessica.
Kennedy
you
is
can't see into the
aging by the
future.
minute.
No one knows what's going to happen.
Gregory, is it my time yet? It's been 84 years.
Okay, I'm afraid, Kennedy, we're out of time.
Yes, very good.
But we'll have you
How does
on
that
next
feel?
show with the amazing Kreskin. What's your take on this, about on the boots on the ground? We're in the fog of war.
Yes.
Any predictions right now are kind of silly.
But at least you admitted it is a war.
Yeah.
And what worries me is this war doesn't really have a clear terminus. And as we have seen in the Middle East, which is very different than Venezuela, these things can go on and on and on. And my worry is not only the Gold Star families that are being created and will be created, which is a horrific tragedy, but also the men and women who serve, who will go home with injuries seen and unseen, and then they will be failed by their government. I do not necessarily trust the government here. I think Americans, it is still patriotic to be skeptical, while at the same time supporting the warriors who go out there to defend freedom for Americans and for Iranians. But so much could go wrong here. We are not at the end, and some of my basic questions have not been satisfactorily answered.
Okay, I got you, but I think we all operate from that step. Whether you're talking about this, we want our troops to be treated well when they come home. That is a separate issue that we should be dealing with.
Yes.
But when we're pinpointing what's going on here, that it's not going to affect that.
That's the difference between the process and the outcome.
Right.
I would love to have faith in the tacticians who are in charge of the process right now. I have seen the outcome. It's awful. I think Doug Collins is a very competent person who's heading the VA right now. It's still not enough.
Okay.
And I still see that people will be inserted into that system and they will be abandoned by their government.
Well, all right then. That's a different topic, and we will cover that later. Coming up.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.